Hi, Scorpio and Scorpio Rising. Here's your horoscope for November 2024. I'm Astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, Scorpio and Scorpio Rising, this is a big month. And as you can see here, this is your time of the year. As the sun, it's making its way through your first house. Mercury is making its way through your first house. But the reason this is a big month is because your ruler, Pluto, is going to be switching signs once again and staying in this fourth house for the next 18 years. So that's monumental. And your co-ruler, Mars, right here, is also going to be switching signs this month. So you're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff related to your home life and your career. These seem to be the themes this month. But the good news is the new moon is also in Scorpio this month, which is asking you to reinvent yourself. Somehow, some way, you're needing to reinvent yourself. Anyway, this reading is for anyone who has a sun sign in Scorpio or has a rising sign in Scorpio. This is a general sun sign reading using tropical Western astrology whole house system. It's very basic. It's very general because I don't have everybody's birthday, and everyone's birthday and birth charts are completely different. So, take everything with a grain of salt, but at least I'm giving an idea of what's going on. So we start off the month right here in this first house of identity and self and motivation. So this is obviously, a favorable time of the year for many of you. And there are other planets in water signs that are also very favorable, like Saturn, Neptune, Mars in Cancer, and Mercury in Scorpio. And so this is you're right at home with your element. But there are other things that are going on here that you need to pay attention to, like the full moon coming in on your seventh house right here. It's going to be closely aligned to Uranus. So things having to do with partnerships are going to absolutely be on the table this month. Okay, you might feel people are, unstable around you, or you might feel like a change is needed in your current relationships. This is all the dynamics that I'm seeing here. It all starts off with this new moon in Scorpio on the very first day of November. So here it is. It's going to be at 9 degrees of Scorpio. So wherever that is in your actual birth chart, that's the area that gets lit up. And so a new moon in the first house is an opportunity to reinvent yourself, your physical appearance, how others see you, how you dress, how you style your hair, how confident you feel. And so this could absolutely empower many of you to be, more driven into a new direction or wanting a significant change in your life. And you're going to be feeling that. It's going to be very strong. And so this is setting the trend, getting the wheels in motion for all of that. And so I would say if there's something you're wanting to do, wanting to work on, go in that direction because it can manifest into something that you want. Now, on the 2nd and 3rd, Mercury enters Sagittarius. Now, Venus is already there, and the transiting moon is also there. So this is a big day for several reasons. One, because Mercury is in there. Mercury in Sagittarius tends to be more optimistic. And so maybe you're turning your attention to more the physical side of the world. What you have, what you don't have, what the future holds. Financial matters, financial investments. These are all on the table because Venus and Mercury are both in a financial house, and this is activating all that energy there. Now, what makes this very interesting is by the end of the month, Mercury will go retrograde as well, the last retrograde of 2024. So not a big deal, but it'll be stuck in this second house of income and values for longer than normal. So you're going to be revisiting issues pertaining to finance, people's value system, where you want to go, what you want to do. This is all going to be looming on the table when it goes retrograde. But for now, it's all about the future and your plans and what you want to accomplish. So that energy is going to be very strong at the beginning, just the first 3 days of November. But what's really important is this right here. The same day in the early morning around 6 to 6:30, Mars and Pluto, your ruler and co-ruler, are going to be at odds with each other. So that's an opposition going on here. So this is a lot of tension coming in, some sort of stress. Maybe you're having a busy morning at work. Maybe you're having car issues. Maybe there's a dynamic that's developing that you have to deal with and it's irritating you. Whatever it is, everyone's going to be feeling this energy somehow, some way. But because of Scorpio ruling or being associated with Mars and Pluto, it'll affect you the most. So make sure you stay centered and not, go off the deep end or get angry or whatever, because this is very explosive energy. Could be an event that takes place in society that we're all, focusing on and paying attention to. It is making some favorable aspects, though, to Neptune and Uranus. So people around you may surprise you. People around you may be supportive. People around you may even irritate you. I mean, that's very possible. But it is a bit of a challenging alignment, this one. It's very motivating, but it can be challenging just in the first 3 days of the month. So, but the good news is Mars will leave Cancer and go into Leo in the 10th house. Now, Mars is going to stay in this 10th house for about 6 weeks. Mars in Leo is very motivated. So now you're dusting yourself off, you're picking yourself up and going, I've had enough. Let's go. I got to go do this. I got to move forward. I got to take on all this responsibility myself. Mars in Leo is very courageous, and it wants challenges. It wants creativity. It wants to move forward with new endeavors. So for the next 6 weeks, Mars is absolutely going to push you forward into your career sector. Everything to do with career is going to be highlighted here. So there's no reason to hold back, because that energy is going to be really strong just in the first couple of days of November. Now, Venus also enters Capricorn on the 11th and 12th, adding more to this third house of communication. And since Venus in Capricorn is all about business and relationships can be very serious and being organized, your mindset is absolutely turning more into, I got to take care of business. I've got to make this happen. I got to take control of my current financial situation, my relationship situation, my, whatever else you're dealing with. And so it's going to be that important because of Venus and Mars now in positions in your chart having to do with communication, organization, control, and taking the realm, the reign. What is it? That old saying, taking the bull by the horns and moving forward with your career. That's what I'm seeing here. So you're going to be taking charge. Now, Saturn goes direct in Pisces on the 15th. Now, the 15th is another very important day. Not only is Saturn moving direct, here it is in stationary position. That's what the little S is. And so over the course of the week, it'll move forward in the fifth house, adding more creativity into the mix. The fifth house deals with creativity and having more fun. But Saturn there, once again, is about serious, commitment, being serious about what's going on. And so you're taking a more organized, meticulous approach to how you have fun, how you get away, the creative endeavors. There seems to be a lot of business activity going on here as well around this time frame. So maybe it has something to do with your investments or financial matters with a partnership. And so that's going to be on the table. But at the same time, on the same day, the full moon in Taurus may bring in some surprises, because it's going to be joined by Uranus. It'll be at 24 degrees of Taurus. So whatever that is in your birth chart, it will activate that energy. And so when the moon is full and it's attached to Uranus, I mean, this is a complete wild card. Uranus is a wild card. And it's in the sign of Taurus, which has to, again, to do with values, possessions, money, anything that you own luxury-wise. And it could throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into it, especially related to other people. Seventh house relates to other people and other people's situations. And so this one is a total wild card on the 15th. It's making favorable aspects to Neptune and Pluto, which means some big surprises could come into the mix, either through children, through a relationship, or a home-related matter, like maybe, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but maybe a pipe breaks in the house and you have now this added expense that you have to take care of. You see what I'm saying? And that's related to money and surprises. So we'll have to see how it plays itself out, depending on your chart. But I'm being very general here to give you an idea of what it means. Now, here's the big news. The 19th and 20th, Pluto, your ruler, goes into Aquarius and will stay here for the next 18 years in this fourth house of home, feeling, and foundation. This is where Pluto is going to slowly change the dynamics of your current life. And it has to do with real estate matters. It has to do with your current relationships, where the emotional side of your relationships. It has to do with family dynamics across the board. And so this could also affect business, the 10th house. And so maybe you're getting into real estate. Maybe you're selling off real estate. Maybe you're buying land. Over the course of the next 18 years, this is going to be very significant. But your emotions are going to be running much stronger now that Pluto is in the 4th house. You might find yourself with a shorter temper. You might find yourself being irritated and not wanting to be around people. You see, that's how it works. The positive side to this is more insight, more visionary ability. Pluto in Aquarius is very visionary. So pay attention to those visions and dreams that come your way that you think make no sense, but they're trying to give you some information of what's coming down the road. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now, speaking of visionary, the sun enters Sagittarius on the 21st and 22nd, right there in the 2nd house, to bring more optimism into your world. And the sun going through the Sagittarius in the 2nd house does have to do with financial matters, yes, but it has to do with pleasure, enjoying, traveling, just being honest with yourself about your life and your purpose and your direction. And, Mercury's there too. So over the course of the next 30 days, you are pondering all these things, but you're also having some more fun while you're doing it, because Sagittarius loves to have fun. And so be playful, be joyful about what you have and what you've been experiencing, because life is just different experiences, and then you're gone, into these other realms. And Mercury will go retrograde on the 25th all the way to December the 15th, right there. It starts its stationary position before it goes retrograde. Again, in that 2nd house. So by the end of the month, you're really pondering everything with regards to what you believe in, the people in your life, what you own, what you don't own, the investments. All of that stuff is going to be under review with a Mercury retrograde, which is normal, not a big deal, okay? But we are definitely, you're definitely going to feel motivated this month, Scorpio and Scorpio rising. So take advantage of opportunities as they appear and adjust accordingly. That's been my suggestion for the longest time. We're living in these weird times where everything is changing. Anyway, speaking of change, I've started a new program this month, and I'm doing extended monthly horoscope videos. And these are going to be available in my Inner Circle community. So if you're interested in joining, I left the link down below. And in the extended version of this, I go deeper into the chart and I express some more of what's going on, the dynamics that are taking place in your sun chart. But I also do weekly astrology. So I give you a weekly astrology overview of what's coming during the week, so you kind of have an idea of what's happening. And I teach astrology in the community as well. Twice a month, I am doing Zoom calls with, teaching astrology. We have a Zoom call every week, actually. And so I go over the current events. I go over people that are in the news. We go over their charts. And of course, I make predictions that I have not shared with anyone else on, social media. So there's a lot going on there. And I have 6 course module there to learn astrology. And so you get to interact with a lot more people also that are on the same wavelength, understanding what's going on and, in a very supportive role. Anyway, consider joining the Inner Circle. I left the link down below. Have a great month, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.